Howdy. Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Denman Homestead. My name's Buddy, and this is my gal, Stephanie.
I have no energy.
That just popped in my head because I saw Howdy in the chat.
I did see Howdy too.
I saw Howdy, and I just ran
Howdy,
with it.
Trish.
Just ran with it. How's everyone doing?
Ruth says, hi from miserable, rainy Ohio. Man, we know about the rain. You got some of that.
Got a lot of rain.
It's a beautiful day, though.
Yeah. I'm going to check our rain gauge, because our rain gauge said that we got like under 3 inches, but it felt like
10
inches of rain. Yeah, it was insane.
Mm-hmm.
It just dumped. How's everyone doing? We're just catching our breath. We had a little mishap a second ago that I'm sure we'll talk about here in a little bit. But, boom. Called it. Everyone got their good things? So, let's start with good things. If you have something good going on in your life, no matter how small or how huge, put it in the chat. If you're watching this later, put it in the comments. Good things. Well, we kind of have a joint good thing today.
Yeah.
We do. Today's a special day.
Today's a very special day.
Today is Cadence, our oldest son, Sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16 is a 16-year-old boy. Can you guys believe that? We are parents of a driving age child. I don't
like it. I don't like it. I don't believe it.
There's no way. There's no way. I guess there is a way.
There's a way, yeah.
We're just getting old.
You know what I find myself thinking about often when it comes to my kids is like, why didn't my parents tell me X, Y, Z? What?
Is that a girl thing? You're Sweet 16? I think it is.
It is.
Guys, we don't say Sweet 16. We say, now you're a man. Now you're a man, son. You're a man. You're going to do man things. Make man decisions. That's how guys do it.
We do tell Caden, may the 4th be with you. I've seen people say that in the comments. But yeah, may the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
Is a thing.
And he's a huge Star Wars nerd, so
he is, yeah.
Works out perfect.
Oh, cool, Lori. Your landlord fixed your kitchen plumbing issues and toilet. So now she can wash her dishes. Hopefully not in the toilet. But maybe that's your place. I don't know. Hey, I'm not judging. No, I'm just joking with you, Laura. I'm sure it's your sink. But that is a good thing. Yeah, Cadence 16. I can remember I was going to be induced with Caden. And I can remember the night before standing in the shower and putting my hands on my tummy and feeling him like move and kick for the last time. Well, they don't really kick when they're that big. They just kind of stretch. But I can remember asking God, please don't let me forget this. Because, there's just things that as you grow older or as, memories come and go, events come and go, you tend to forget things like that. And so I just was like, please, God, don't let me forget this. And I remember it to this day, the feeling of him the last night of Caden being safe. And then the world changed.
Safe in your belly.
Yep.
And then out into the world. And it's kind of like that all over again.
I know. He was safe in the house.
He was safe, yeah, in the house. not driving, which he's not driving yet, but it's like he's that age.
Right. It's just scary. Being a parent is scary. I don't think it ever ends. I don't think you ever not worry about your kids, which is unfortunate because...
First time you give birth to a child. Second time you give birth to a child in an adult's body.
Wait, what?
Mentally, they're still children.
Oh, like when they turn 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't.
They just have the body of an adult. They still have the brain of a child. That's so even scarier, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Judy wants to know, did the eggs hatch that Jamie gave me?
Go straight from good things to bad things, I guess.
I guess so. Just rip the Band-Aid off.
Nope.
No survivors.
That last long crower egg,
yep.
which kind of spoiling this because that comes out tomorrow.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, but man,
you should have just said we'll have to wait for tomorrow. No, we do have a video with an update, but
yeah, and the video is barely about the chickens. It's really about other stuff. But we do have a long crower update in there, and yeah, just I'll just let you guys know we got no long crowers. There was one, like all of them just stopped developing. Some of them didn't. I mean,
yeah, they were just empty.
They were just empty. Some of them like started and then just completely stopped. And then there was one where we were both like, our brains playing tricks on us. Like when we candle them, are we seeing movement? Is it us moving it? And then we think it's movement. And it was just so difficult to tell. But then we've also never hatched larger breed of chickens. So upon some research, apparently with large breeds of chickens, it could be up to 2 days extra of incubation time. So we just said, screw it. Let's just try it. Let's just
keep them in there for longer.
Let's just keep them in there and see like the one egg that we had left and just see what happens.
And it wasn't a faulty incubator issue like with humidity or heat because I added in 3 of my own eggs in with.
Look.
I saw that. Yeah. I added 3 of my own and all 3 of my eggs hatched. And I had 3 random backyard barn chickens because I wanted to add in.
I can't wait for y'all to see one of the chickens tomorrow that hatched because he or she so cute. And it looks like a little penguin.
He does look like a penguin.
Adorable. He's got these little white eyebrows.
Yeah, I've never seen a chick with I've seen a chick that looked like they had eye makeup, but this one has actual eyebrows. It's the weirdest thing, and it looks like a black penguin with those yellow. Have you seen those little yellow? I don't know what the penguin variety is. Yeah. Someone will know. Anyway, it looks like a straight up penguin because it has a white chest and it's black with black face and little eyebrow. It's the craziest thing. Anyway,
it's adorable.
3 of my own eggs that I put in there, all of them hatched. Yeah. None of the long crowers hatched. So I'm really bummed out about it because I really, really wanted that to work out and it didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't know. I've never done it. Jamie gifted them to me. I told Jamie that they didn't work out, so I don't know if she can reach out to the person she got them from.
Yeah, because we're not even sure if were they gifted to her. Did she buy them?
No, she bought them.
Oh, she did pay for them.
Yeah, she bought them.
Yeah, so if ours didn't work out and Jamie's didn't work out, then probably something going on with those eggs.
Don't compare it to a penguin because someone called the authorities on Jamie when she called hers bald eagles. Guys, if you think I'm raising penguins...
We're not raising penguins. We're in Texas.
Call the law, though. That would be a really funny, look at my penguin.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard there's penguins here. It's 110 degrees. What's going on? Yeah, no penguins.
Tea.
Our little naked neck does look like something. A road runner, a turkey.
A turkey. They call them turkins.
Turkins. Yeah. The naked neck is adorable. He's got his little poof. We need to show.
do a whole video.
Yeah, because he's gotten bigger since you guys have seen him last.
I think it's a girl.
Or she.
And, I want to name her Bernadette or Wilma or something that's I haven't named her yet, but I need something fitting for her. She's rough.
Yeah.
But she's adorable.
Yeah. So the long crows didn't work out. Again, we'll have that update out tomorrow. But like I said, that's just really a little update section of tomorrow's video.
Esmeralda.
This weekend, though, was interesting. I tried to explain it to Steph yesterday. I mean, maybe not this weekend, but yesterday in particular, Saturday.
No, mine has been the last 48 hours.
Yours has been nonstop, yeah. But it's such a weird feeling, and I don't know. It's hard to express exactly because it felt like we got nothing done, but we were really busy. And we also got things done. That's the best way I could think to explain it. And I think it was because nothing that we expected to happen happened, and we were really busy, and other things did happen. Maybe I don't know, but I do want to tell this story because I think it's a cool story. Just something that happened to me yesterday. So the premise is we're working on Papa's old farm truck. Yesterday was the day that we had gotten everything planned for Steph's dad to come and help me work on the farm truck. And also, I should probably say that's why we did not make it to over to Jake's property because we found out too late that was happening over at Jake's, and we had already made plans and people had shifted stuff around to help us. Yeah. So we weren't able to go over there, but. So Steph's dad shows up early in the morning, and we start working on the truck, just trying to get the truck up and running. Papa had said, that it was just the starter was all that needed to be replaced. Unfortunately, in that truck, to get the starter out because it's a manual transmission, we had to take, and the replacement starter was much larger than the original. We had to take the manual transmission shaft out, disconnect it. Somehow, in the process of all of that, we messed up the clutch, messed up the transmission. What we think happened is that when I was up in the cab while Steph's dad was under the truck maneuvering it, and he asked me to press it on the clutch. And when I pressed it on the clutch after it was disconnected, the little lever went up into the shaft. I don't know. Something happened. When we got everything back together, new starter in there, all this stuff. For one, the starter wasn't sounding like it was going to work, which it was a rebuilt. I tried to save a little bit of money because they're not cheap. Tried to save a little bit of money on a rebuilt starter. It didn't sound right for one, and Steph's dad did say there's been times where he's went through 3 or 4 different of the rebuilt starters trying to get them to work, and they're just kind of bad out of the box. But also we couldn't get the clutch to act right, so that was disheartening. And we got to the point where Steph's dad was trying everything that he knew to try and get this thing running, and it just wasn't. And he was like, you could tell he did not want to say these words. It was against everything in him to say it. And he was like, I think it has to go to a mechanic. And
he's admitting defeat.
He was so disheartened. And he was like, someone who just does this for a living, I guess, is just going to have to. And I was like, look, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Well, luckily we have AAA, which comes with free towing, a certain amount of free tows. So we were able to, plan that out to get it towed to a mechanic. But this was the cool part of the story. That was the rough part of the story. Because we spent a long time on that. Cool part of the story is they were packing up. My goal was to take the starter that we thought may have been bad back and actually get my old starter, because during this time, Papa drove by. I was talking to him about it. He said, just don't mess with the replacement starter. Just take the old starter over to there's an electric shop in Cleveland. Take that there and let them rebuild it. That way they can rebuild it and test it. It won't be brand new, but at least you'll know it'll work. It'll be cheaper. I was like, all right, maybe that's just what I'll do, because we weren't sure if the starter was even good. So I pack up the starter that we bought. and I head back to O'Reilly's. I get there, and it had only been 4 hours maybe since I bought it that morning, right when Steph's dad got there. So I get there, and I was like, "Hey, I need to return this. I don't think it's working, but I was hoping to just get my old starter back." And they were like, "Well, we just had a truck drive off with all the like cores, like the recycling cores and everything, and your old starter was probably on it." And I looked on the shelf where the lady had put mine this morning, and it was gone. So that was sad. But it just so happens I'm standing next to a dude in line. When I walked into um, O'Reilly's, it was packed. There were so many people. I'm standing next to this guy in line. He's like 8 foot tall, and he looks at the starter in my hand, and he goes, "Those are a pain, aren't they?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Did you get a rebuilt?" And I was like, "Yeah, I went with the rebuilt because they wanted like $170 for a brand new one, but this one's cheaper." And he was like, "Man, I never have good luck with those." And I was like, "Yeah, that's kind of what my father-in-law was telling me this morning too, that he's been through a handful of starters before when he went with the rebuilt ones." And he's like, "Well," he's like, "I'm a mechanic. I have like a commercial license with O'Reilly's, and or a commercial account." And I was like, "Oh, contractor account." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And he goes, "Yeah." He was like, "Hey, why don't you just let me, use my contractor account for you so you can get a brand new one." And I was like, "Is it like that much cheaper?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's a lot cheaper for contractor accounts." And I was like, "Wow, like you don't have to do that." And he's like, "No." He's like, "I really don't want you to go through the hassle of going through a bunch of those starters." So this is for, if you missed it, this is for Papa's old farm truck that he basically said to me to try and get working. So I was like, "Wow, that's awesome." So we go to see what the discount would be, and it was $40 less with his contractor's account. And I was like blown away. And he was like, "Yeah." He goes, "I just want to help you out, man. Times are tough." And I had a whole conversation with him in line, but yeah, it was just so cool.
It was nice.
It was so nice. And so I was able to, since my other one was gone, I was able to exchange it for a brand new starter. And it was so much cheaper than what it so it ended up being that like 170 was what it was going to be new. I ended up spending 90 on the rebuilt one. So then after returning that and getting the contractor discount, I only had to spend like $35. And I don't know. I just thought that was $35 extra. But I thought that was awesome. Like just such a cool thing. So then that made me feel good. I love getting those like restored faith in humanity moments, like those are awesome moments. So then I drive by a mechanic who is local, and him and his wife are actually clients of Steph's, like real estate clients. That was how we met them. But they're also local. Our son was in their daughter's class in elementary school. So, like, we know
each
them.
other.
Yeah. I drive by his place, and everything's closed up. And it was like, I don't even know how, 3:45 in the afternoon or something. I can't remember. I drive by his place and everything's closed up. And I called him on a cell phone and said, "Hey, are you guys closed?" And he was like, "Well, we usually close at 2 on Saturdays, but what's up? You need to drop something off or whatever?" And I said, "Well, I'm down the road from you now, and was just wondering if I could talk to you about a truck I've been working on." And he said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I'll come outside." So I turn around, pull back into his house, and I'm talking to him, and he's got vehicles everywhere. And you never know how like long it's going to take for him to be able to get to yours. But he said, I told him about the truck. Told him it was a standard, manual transmission, 1992 Chevy 1500, old body style, like beautiful truck. It's awesome. And I was like, if I had it towed here, could you look at it? And he was like, I would love to work on that truck. And I was like, really? And he was like, those are some of my favorite trucks to work on. Like, it would be a joy to work on it for real. And he was like, I don't have any, I'm slow right now. I don't really have anything going on. And I was looking around at like the 30 vehicles, and he's like, most of this stuff is just either my vehicles or they're just waiting on parts to come in. So it's like, it's perfect timing. And I told him, I was like, I'm really trying to be cautious about spending a lot of money on this because the things that I looked up online whenever these like different shafts for the clutch go bad, is that you got to replace the entire every cylinder that links together and all this stuff, and it looked expensive. And he was like, well, after telling me what you told me with what happened, he was like, there's a good chance I wouldn't have to buy anything. And you already bought the new starter, so I could just put the new starter in and kind of reverse do what messed up the clutch in the first place. And he was like, there's a really good chance that I don't have to buy anything. I could just get it, get it all back connected and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know the outcome yet. I'm sure he'll probably start looking at it tomorrow, but that made me feel really good. So we went ahead and contacted AAA, and tow truck came that day, dropped it off to him that day. So it's there now. And I don't know. So yeah, that's so for one, awesome story, really, with good things happening with, what was frustrating and difficult. But that's kind of the thing about how yesterday went, where it was like we spent so much time working on a thing that ultimately failed. It did not work. And it was a lot of work and effort and time, mostly by Steph's dad. Because I'm literally like, the amount of space you have to do this starter, I'm kind of like just the wrench hander, the tool hander. I'm like, I'm looking down there like, what can I help you with? What you need?
You're the flashlight holder.
Yeah, 9/16. Got you. Here you go. Like that's really what I'm doing for the most part.
At least he didn't yell at you the way, growing up, it's like you start to like lower the flashlight when they need something. It's like,
Yeah. But no, so that we spent so much time working on that for us to ultimately not get anywhere. But then the events after that were like, well, this is awesome. Oh, hey, this is awesome. Oh, we can get it towed over there today. That's awesome. Like, I don't know. It was
weird.
Yeah, it was an interesting day. And by the time me and Steph like sat down at like sunset yesterday, or maybe even night, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was late.
By the time we sat down, because we didn't stop after that, obviously we had yard work to do, just chores around the house and all that kind of stuff. But by the time we sat down, it was like, man, like nothing really got accomplished that we set out to do today. But it feels like a whole lot happened. But then at the same time, things did kind of get accomplished. We got, I got the starter. I got a brand new starter for the truck. The truck got towed over to the mechanic. I talked to the mechanic. I think that's going to go in our favor, I hope. So like,
my mom was here and she helped me in the garden, and then she helped while the boys were over by the truck. Me and my mom cleared out this area that has been overgrown. So she had clippers and I had hedge trimmers, and she and I did some. We didn't let the day go to waste, and we were able to multitask, and it was nice.
Yeah.
For them to, they're just super helpful to us, and we're really appreciative of that. But yeah, this whole weekend it's been very, just nothing is going to plan at all.
Yeah, kind of leads us to 10 minutes before this live started.
Yeah, 10 minutes before the live started, we had a break in to the garden area, which I recorded that because I happen to have my phone on me, and that'll come out. But also something else that happened. So I've had just a go day. I had to be in Galveston, which is an hour and a half away from here. I had to be there this morning for a friend of mine's baptism. So I was out there early this morning. The baptism ran late, like over an hour late. So I also had to be back on this side of town for a client to show a property. So I was like biting my nail. I was not about to miss this baptism, but I also could not be there on time for my client. So when I tell you I was hauling butt to try to make it back here on time.
Disclaimer, she went the speed limit the entire time.
Yes. So as I'm driving the speed limit back, I get a text message from Buddy, and it's a picture, and I'm like already kind of frazzled, and this weekend just kind of like weird, and it's a picture of Laura with a rabbit in the car, and we don't own a rabbit, but now we do, because she was supposed to get a rabbit from Bree, but that rabbit ran away.
You ever have those parent moments where you say a thing and it's like, okay, I'm going to say this to you because like I'm trying to make you feel better about the whole situation, right? And then it just kind of comes back to biting the butt, and then you got to be like, well,
I said it.
I did say it. That was today.
That was you. That was all you. So I get a picture as I'm frazzled of Laura with this rabbit in the car, and I was like, okay, great. Today's the day. Today that happened. I was not there to supervise, and now Buddy is taking Laura to get a rabbit, and we have no place for it. So we have to build it a place. Right now, it's in her room. And as soon as I walked through the door, because I made it to my showing, hadn't eaten, it was 4 p.m. It's like, Buddy, I haven't eaten all day. Please, can you just make me something so when I walk in the door, I can eat something? Walk in the door, Buddy hands me a plate of tacos. Laura walks out of the room and she's like, Dad, how do I get the poop off the rabbit's butt? And I was like, what is this day? So I eat this taco as Buddy is trying to help wipe this rabbit butt. And then I finished with my tacos and I go outside for just a breather for a second. And then I see an animal in my garden and I call Buddy and I'm like, come help me. So that's what we were doing.
Yeah. I was in the shower. I was gross from working all day today. And I was like, before live, I'm going to hop in the shower. Literally in the shower, get a call. There's an animal in the garden. I need help.
Yeah, he goes, I'm naked. I said, get dressed. Help me. I've got one hand on this goat.
Oh man, I can't wait.
It's a goat, by the way.
I can't wait for.
See her? Oh, it's a Laura. Does she have the rabbit out there?
I cannot wait for y'all to meet.
Hope not.
Lola. Lola, the rabbit, is probably the most adorable little rabbit I've ever seen in my life. I mean, she's adorable.
She is super cute. We'll do an introductory video.
Yeah, Alora fell in love with her the second that she saw her, and I kind of did a little bit too. But yeah, so what I had done is we were gonna get a rabbit from Bree. That didn't work out, and we did not get the rabbit from Bree. But at that time, we had already kind of hyped it up. We had already told Alora, Bree's given us a rabbit. We went and bought a hutch. You guys saw the boys building the rabbit hutch on one of our videos. We got the rabbit food. We had everything ready to go, but there was no rabbit. So
true. Only for Alora.
Alora being heartbroken when we had to tell her that we were not getting a rabbit from Bree. She was just like, when can we get one? Can we find someone who has rabbits? Can we call? Can you call people? I told her, and this was probably Monday of last week. I said, baby girl, this weekend we will get you a rabbit, okay? This weekend. We can't do it right now. We got too much stuff going on this week. But this weekend, when we have some time, we'll go get you a rabbit. Well, the weekend obviously didn't go as planned, and Steph left to do go to Galveston for the baptism and then go to meet her client, I just started doing yard work. I had a project in mind that I wanted to do. I wanted to clean out all around the pecan tree over by the side garden and just make it look nice. And that was what I had like set my goal to get accomplished today. And Laura comes up to me at some point and she was like, "Hey, Dad." And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Do you remember when you told me that this weekend, no matter what, we would get a rabbit?"
No matter what.
I said, "Yeah, I do remember saying that." And she was like, "Well, it's Sunday and it's the last day of the weekend."
She's calling you.
Yeah.
Should I see if she's okay?
It's the last day of the weekend. And I was like, "Yes, it is." And she was like, "Okay, well, could we get a rabbit?" So we went and found a rabbit. And it is so cute. We had different names. I was giving her a couple of names, like it's a girl, names that she could go with. One of them was Nala, which is Simba's girlfriend in The Lion King, and it's a lion head bunny. So if you haven't seen a lion head bunny,
Yes.
just look at some pictures because they are so adorable. The other name that we were thinking about was Lola. So Alora's got the rabbit in the back seat. She's holding the rabbit in the back seat of my truck. And she's like just petting it and brushing it. And she was like, "Nala. Nala's pretty. I like Nala." And I was like, "Yeah." And there's also Lola, like Lola Bunny. And she goes, "Lola." And apparently, according to Laura, when she said Lola, the rabbit just turned and looked at her and was like, "Okay. Well, we were going to do an unveil tonight, I guess, because Laura wants to come say hi with Lola." Anyway, Lola turned and looked at Alora, and Alora was like, she noticed that name. She likes that name. She likes Lola.
And y'all are going to meet her.
Yeah, so Alora's going to bring her out here.
She wanted to know, could she put Lola in the hutch already? And I said to wait.
Yeah, we're still figuring that out. We're still figuring out.
I don't want the rabbit to be unattended right now because God forbid something gets that rabbit after she just got it today.
Yeah. We were originally thinking that
perks of being with us online, you get a sneak peek.
Yeah.
You get a first view of Lola.
Yeah. I'm telling you guys, she is so cute. So cute.
She's pretty cute.
We thought that we would set up a little rabbit area in the chicken run, but Cuckoo is unpredictable, the rooster, and I just don't know. I don't want Cuckoo to do something to Lola.
Yeah,
so
or like stress her out or something. So we're gonna have to figure that out.
We're still figuring it out. But it's been in Alora's lap all day, essentially. All right. Dun, da, da, da.
We got Brinley here too. Come say hi. Say hi to everyone.
This is Lola.
Oh, Lola's shedding.
Yeah, she needs to be brushed. But guys, how adorable is this little mad scientist of a rabbit? I mean,
yeah. She's trying to get away.
She is so precious.
Make sure you wash it really good so you don't get it.
Man.
Okay. Was she scared? Is that why?
Huh? Yeah, that's why I said, "Oh my gosh," because she rolled out of my hands.
Oh, she rolled?
So
she rolled out of my hands.
You didn't drop her, did you?
No, I didn't drop her. I put her down and I told her
Another thing that we're working on is proper taking care of rabbits.
What's going on here?
Oh my gosh. So cute.
Yeah, I'm not aware of how big these is it lion head?
Mm-hmm.
Lion head rabbits.
They're gonna get big as a lion.
No,
Oh.
they can get up to just under 4 pounds.
Can they get into my head?
3.5 pounds, I think, is what they can get up to.
And you don't know how old this one is.
8 weeks.
Well, I'm just going off the lady that sold it to us, and she seemed like she didn't
Do
know
rabbits
very
get
much.
that big at 8 weeks? I feel like they're not that big at 8 weeks.
Or 8 months, maybe, is what she said. 8 months.
Lola needs a pink bow on her bangs.
She does. She does need a little like. She needs like a little. She needs like a little barrette. We need to get her some sort of. We need to do Lola's hair. We gotta get Lola fixed up.
She does look like a mad scientist.
I was just about to say that.
That's what I was thinking.
See, would that be cute? Get her a little something.
At any given time, she's coming up with the equations of the universe.
She is pretty chill though.
She's so chill.
For a rabbit, I've never had a rabbit not be a spaz in my hands, so that's interesting to see her be so calm.
Doc from Back to the Future.
Doc, yeah. Adorable. But yeah, this is
She's really
Lola.
soft.
Yeah, I did see that you can like check their teeth to figure out the age.
How do you check a rabbit's mouth?
You can like kind of look at the teeth, but she is very, when I say new to the family, she's like 2 hours old to the family. So we haven't had a lot of time with her yet, but we will do all those things.
She's falling asleep.
She falling asleep?
She is.
Oh my gosh.
She's bunny now.
Did she eat any of her food?
Yeah, she ate a lot of it. I got her a new bowl.
Okay.
Because that bowl was like
Too tall for her.
yeah. So I had
You
to
see
leave.
friendly. Now, do you want a rabbit?
Yeah.
Yes, and lionhead rabbits, brushing is important. We already talked about that.
Wiping their butts.
Wiping their butts, trimming the little, if they do get any of those little matted hairballs, trimming those off and just keeping her as soft and fluffy as possible.
See that?
Yeah, those things.
Oh,
should be
she got a
trimmed.
hair mat
got a
already.
hair
She has
mat.
like 5 of them on her neck.
Yeah, keeping these trimmed.
She has hair like Minky.
She does. You know, Minky, my mom's dog, that is essentially our dog.
Yeah, like the hair behind the dog's ears that are super soft. That's this rabbit's whole body, essentially. And they get mats easy behind their ears. And so she's got little mats. So we got
Bunny brush.
Yep.
Do they make bunny brushes?
They
do
do
they make
make.
bunny like harnesses?
Well, they make bunny. If you look online, like I only did a little bit of stuff, but if you look online, you'll see a million bunny things. But I did see that some of the bunny brushes aren't really the best for lion heads. They were actually saying that if you get because their skin is very sensitive, so if you get a really, really soft human brush, it can be the best thing to brush them with.
Maybe like a baby brush, like a brand new baby.
Yeah, they said to run the brush over your arm, and if it's like soft and it doesn't feel pokey at all, then it's probably safe for a rabbit. But they do make, for other rabbits with different types of hairstyle, they do make a little bunny buster brush thing, but those can sometimes be too pokey for the lion heads.
She looks like a hamster.
Mary said
That's what they said.
she needs to be spayed to not get cancer. Jennifer said get her some wooden sticks to keep her chewing under control or she will chew stuff in the house.
Yeah, she was chewing on her towel.
She's not going to be I don't think she's going to be a house rabbit. I don't know.
I don't want her to be. Like, what if what if we give her like a bunny diaper and then like she can like just walk around the house and then the cake just stay outside.
You're gonna kick Luna and Kanga out and put a bunny diaper on this bunny.
Yes.
Trimming their nails monthly. I did see that online too, that they need to have there's a whole little kit, a little trim and manicure type kit you can get. But yeah. So we'll all be learning together.
How long do these rabbits live?
10 years, up to 10 years.
Didn't you say that they could be litter box trained?
Oh, yeah.
That's
You
what
can
they're
teach
saying.
them how to train in a litter box, yes. That is true. But they will chew electrical cords USB cords. You gotta be careful with that kind of stuff.
I like
10 years, huh?
10 years.
Wow.
And then
I think it's like a range of like 7 to 10 years is their age. Hopefully 10
She
years.
could probably have some of the garden squash and stuff, huh? Like we probably could give her some of the veggies.
Well,
She likes
the
bananas.
leafy greens for sure.
Oh yeah, we've got cabbage leaves and broccoli leaves.
Broccoli, no, can't do broccoli.
No broccoli leaves.
Can't.
Oh,
What did you do?
I'm sorry, I poked at her mouth.
Okay, don't do that. She didn't like that.
Aw, you scared her?
She was so chill.
Look at her, like her ears popped up. Aww.
Yeah.
Did she bite you?
No, she didn't bite me.
Oh, she just like popped her head up.
Popped
Look
up.
at her little ears.
They do have a short. It's a lion heads are a short upright ear breed. So
Brindley has some
not
news.
floppy ears. Oh really?
Don't you have news about something kind of cool that with Lissa and your dad that I saw?
Oh yeah, Alyssa's pregnant again.
I saw that video.
Baby number.
Oh yeah. Baby number 2 for Lissa. That is
Yeah,
exciting.
Brindley's gonna be a big sister again. Do they know if it's a boy or girl yet?
Nah.
Do you have a preference?
I hope it's another boy.
You want another boy?
Yes.
Cool.
I want a girl.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
It's my buddy now.
Take Lola back. Take care of her. Love her. Be gentle with her. Okay.
Oh.
Gentle.
hold her snug to you.
Yep.
Brindley, will you do the opening and closing of the door so she doesn't have to
Yeah.
do that?
Okay. I'm gonna block someone here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, something about some promotion for something.
Huh.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, the cat's out of the bag with Jake and Lissa.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was pleasantly surprised that they shared that because
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, that was just, it's such a blessing. Any baby, you know, when your family grows like that, babies are a blessing, but I'm really, really happy for them and can't wait. And Lissa's a good mom and Jake's a good dad and they're growing their family, so we're extremely happy for them.
Yeah. Did Brindley spill the beans early on video or on a?
I don't know who spilled the beans, but I do know that they shared it on their Facebook page that's showing Be Grace with
Oh.
saying, yeah, but I don't know if anyone accidentally said it, but I don't know. I'm not sure about about that, but it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. We've got like 9 different creators in our family. I've lost count, and it's very difficult to keep secrets around here. No one knows what's been shared already because none of us have time to sit down and watch everyone's video. So if you have a secret in this family, you better keep it to yourself because if you tell one person, all bets are off. Like you better share it with the world or someone else is going to because
It was Pawpaw and Brindley talking on a video.
honestly, yeah.
Which Pawpaw, everyone knows, Pawpaw doesn't edit videos.
Papa doesn't edit
If
in.
it gets said, it gets said. He's not gonna edit it out.
Yeah, Papa doesn't really understand how to edit anything, and his version of editing is just deleting an entire video.
That's not true. He can delete little sections, but he just typically doesn't.
Yeah, but
Which that's kind of the charm to Pops' videos is that
Pops does have a charm.
you just get what you get.
It's super
You get
authentic
whatever you get.
and raw footage.
Yeah.
But no, I mean back to the whole like I've let something slip before too when it came to Jamie's. This was a long time ago. This is not anything current, y'all.
I remember that.
But once upon a time, Jamie thought her horse might be pregnant, and I said
Mercy.
something about it, and I was like, everyone in the chat was like, "Oh, so she is pregnant? Oh, we were waiting to know if she was pregnant. Oh, she is pregnant. Oh, thanks for confirming she's pregnant." And I was like, I have made a mistake. Like,
Yeah.
so it's so hard to know what
That was an
people have
ordeal.
said. Yeah, I felt so bad.
That was an ordeal for sure.
Yeah.
And like the next live that Lester and Jamie were on, Lester would be like, look, creators are telling their own stories. We're not going to tell other people's stories. We're not going to talk about other people's stuff because creators are telling their own stories. Let them tell it. And I'm just like, this is us in trouble. This is us in trouble for saying something we shouldn't have said.
Yeah, and it's hard because you're so excited. And of course, me and Jamie talk daily, all day long, and Bree too, and Lissa even. Like we all talk throughout, So it's, but again, with Pawpaw and especially kids, like kids have zero filter and they are rude sometimes. They will just tell you straight up like facts, right? That you may not want to know about yourself, but they'll also say it on video. And so if a kid finds out something, truly the world is going to know.
Yeah. But that is exciting. Definitely for sure for Lissa. I'm super excited for them.
Yeah.
I know lots of people want Lissa to get her little baby girl. So we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, Lester is the worst at keeping secrets.
That is funny, and it is true because he will spill the beans on some secrets, but we just have to be really careful with.
Yeah, we try.
Trying not to spill the beans on secrets, but we spilled the beans on our own secret. I was gonna have everyone meet, which we'll still have an everyone meet Lola, and I'm sure I'll get some adorable footage of her, but.
And I would love when we do the Lola video, if people have ever kept rabbits before, to send, let us know tips, tricks, what's worked for you, what didn't work for you. We're in Texas, so the heat is strong and Lola has long hair. So I am concerned with her being outside, and I don't know what's going to happen with an inside rabbit. I don't know, guys. I don't know. We're just going to figure it out together, which is not like me. I'm a planner when it comes to I'm not about to get a horse. I'm not going to get anything without we have a hutch.
We do have a hutch.
And we have rabbit food.
We're going to get some alfalfa or some Timothy hay, all that stuff. But yeah, we're just figuring it out. Just figuring it out.
Yeah.
Just figuring it out.
What's another thing to
just figure it out?
Feed? My secret project is still underway.
Yeah. We can't unveil the secret project until
the certain someone receives it.
The secret project.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to
ruin it.
Ruin our own secrets. Someone said, "Who's Lola?" If you missed it, go back because Lola is an adorable little rabbit, and we just had her on here. She was live for the first time.
You are such a pushover. You know that, though.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah. I do.
Laura, there's just something, I guess, with dads and daughters, but I've never seen Buddy fold so quickly. Not for me, not for the boys, not for anyone, until Laura came along, and it's like, I don't even know. I just don't get it. I don't understand how that works out.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she saw the name, just didn't catch, or saw the bunny, just catch. That's so Lola is the, and maybe I do, Mary. Maybe I do want my own rabbit one. Maybe we'll just become lion and rabbit breeders.
Don't you say that.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, you could get your own rabbit if you want. I'm sure Lola might be lonely.
Of course Lola's going to be lonely.
I'm an enabler. I'm an enabler. Welcome to our therapy session, y'all.
Which I really hope, because, they do need attention, a lot of attention. So hopefully Alora will, because we don't have a second rabbit or anything, but hopefully Alora will spend a lot of time with
I'm
her.
interested to see how Luna reacts.
Well, I mean, Luna is always chill with other animals.
Luna is not chill with baby chickens.
Well, to a protective kind of chill.
A protective, let me in there. I want to lick them and I want to
but not
smother
eat them. She's not trying to attack them.
No, but a rabbit can die of a heart attack.
I know. Lots of things. Chickens can die of heart attacks.
So Luna may just be trying to love it, and the rabbit's like, predator, dies.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, we're going to have to figure
One
that
thing
out.
that was kind of cool earlier is Laura comes out of her room and she was like, Lola's pooping. And I was like, okay. So I went to go grab like a paper towel and I walked over to the room and then she like put her hand out and she was like, I'll take care of it, Dad. It's my rabbit after all. I have to take care of it. And I was like, okay, there you go.
Yeah, she says that until she comes back out and says, it's stuck in its hair.
Rabbit food's good for gardening. Thank you, Ricardo, for the super chat. And yes, it is. And here's a fun fact and a weird one. A weird fact.
Do I want to know?
Yeah, probably you probably already know.
Oh.
Rabbit poop is the only poop
Oh, yes, I know this.
that chickens can eat. Because it's like got a lot of good stuff in it for them.
Yeah.
Is that weird or what? That's why we first started putting together this idea of the rabbits and chickens, living together.
Mm-hmm. Some people have their rabbit hutches above their chickens because the poop can fall down and it won't harm the chickens. Oh, thanks, Rebecca.
Rebecca, thank you so much.
We're going to get rabbit stuff with that, Rebecca, I think.
I love Donna's comment here. She says, gross.
Yeah, Donna. Welcome to our channel where we also have a video about chicken poop tea where I use my chicken manure and
you can
soak it.
Can go back on the channel and watch that.
And use it as fertilizer for my plants.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, everything, you can just use everything. You gotta make it.
Reuse everything. But yeah, so that was when we originally had this idea of the chickens and rabbits intermingling. I think the wild card here is just Cuckoo because I don't really trust him.
Cuckoo and the heat.
And the heat, yeah, but there's things we can do for the heat. There's, the mister, the shade.
We're gonna get a whole AC unit.
But Cuckoo is such a live wire, and sometimes you go in there and he just looks at you. Sometimes you go in there and he wants to rip your head off.
Sometimes you don't even go in there and he attacks
he'll just charge you while you're outside of the chicken run. So Cuckoo, and we've talked about this before, but Cuckoo is like one of the best single dad roosters we've ever had.
Yeah, he's a very good protector.
He's a protector.
But
he raises
everything.
He raises those babies out there, but he's a little too much of a protector because you're like, hey, I just want to give you some water, and he's like, well, I would just like to murder your face.
Yeah.
Which one's it gonna be?
Yeah. You know that Reba McEntire, single mom who works 2 jobs, who loves her kids and never stops. That's Cuckoo to an extreme, but he's single dad. He's like overtime working. Don't come in here. Don't look at me or my chickens.
Yeah. Frozen water bottles for the rabbits to lay next to.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, frozen water bottles work for a lot of stuff. Keeping your chickens cool, water cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Donna said not safe. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't trust it. So now we're thinking of, can we section off a section of the second chicken run?
Yeah, block it off.
Or do we do something outside of it and sort of like its own little private space? Because if we section off a part of the chicken run, then we got to figure out how we get into all those sections, because we obviously have the coop and then a run and then another run and another coop, and you got to like kind of go through everything to get to the back of the coop if you need to. So
we are going to have a maze.
Yeah.
By the end of our life.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those like Halloween bunny houses.
And all of the chicken runs will be covered in loofah.
That's
and
true.
And Peggy Martin Rose.
That's true. That's so true. You're going to make a wrong turn and you're going to end up at the beehives and not know how to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Denman homestead.
Welcome to the loofah homestead, everyone.
It's like Hotel California, but like you can never leave.
Yeah, and rabbits do like to dig, right? So this was another reason why we kind of thought about the chicken run, because we have those really deep no dig spikes to keep other critters from digging in.
Yeah.
And we thought that would work out really well since rabbits like to dig.
Funny story about my dad and my stepmom's house. Their neighbors thought it would be a fun idea to put rabbits in their backyard, and then they mated and tunneled. So now they have an uncontrolled population of tunneling rabbits that will just go throughout. And it's great. I'm like, Dad, I was like, do you have armadillo problem or gopher problem? And he's like, those are the neighbor's rabbits. And they exploded because they lost control of them, and then they tunneled, and now there's just a wild, rampant.
There's a million of them, and they cause their own little, isolated earthquakes. Everyone just sitting around the house, and it's just like,
Rabbit?
What's going on?
Stop.
What's going on?
Stop trying to make people sick.
It's the rabbits again. The rabbits are under us.
Yeah. Elizabeth wants to know, did Caden get his own room yet? He did.
Well, yes. And if you're asking if it's done, kind of.
Half for it, pretty much.
He can
Listen,
sleep
there's
in
a
it.
bed in there. The bed is on a bed frame, and there is a closet situation available. So technically,
Half of a closet situation.
he is able to get in there and sleep.
So obviously, we converted my old office into Caden's bedroom. It's an office space. There's no closet.
Right.
It's a smaller area. So we went with built-ins. And cabinets are expensive, guys. Cabinets are super expensive. So we only purchased half of the cabinets that we need for right now so that we could get his bed and everything in there. But
yeah, so it's functional. And he's aware that like he can get in there and it's ready to go for him. But he's also aware that like it's still a work in progress. And it is like, I'm telling you, like this close to being done. He's very happy about it.
yes.
And tomorrow my mom is coming because I did like an Amazon wish list for my brothers and my mom, and people wanted to know like what can we get Caden for his birthday. So I did this little Amazon wish list for his room.
All new bedroom things. Like
Yeah.
that was the theme of the Amazon wish list.
Yeah, so they got him like this little neon gamer sign and new bedding, and so she's gonna come tomorrow, and he doesn't know this yet, but we're gonna set his whole room up for him so when he gets home, it'll be like a surprise, and he'll have his whole little like fresh and new like decorations, and got him a pretty cool little lamp that has like a charging station in it.
So he'll technically has his room today for his birthday, but
Right.
it'll be the surprise when he gets home tomorrow from school that everything will be like done because just the way it kind of worked out.
Yeah. So
He'll be able to sleep in his bed tonight though, his brand new bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah. We're super blessed that we have him in our life, and that.
Oh no, I didn't think
What? Oh no. Mm-mm.
maybe.
I don't think he is.
No.
Caden,
Oh,
we're like dumb parents, like he's not watching us.
yeah. We're just dumb parents.
Yeah, we're just dumb
What do
parents.
we know?
Yeah. No, he might be watching, and if he is, surprise.
I mean, he has known the entire time that his birthday present is his room.
Yeah.
It just kind of also was his birthday present last year. That never happened, so.
That's not true.
Oh no, Christmas present.
Yeah, it was
Christmas
supposed to be
present.
Christmas.
It was supposed to be
Yeah.
a Christmas present.
Yeah, and then
Other things happened, so. All right, well, we're 1 minute until we have to get up to Cooking with Dan and Lou. So we love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you all enjoyed meeting Lola for the first time, the newest member of the Denman homestead, our little family here. I can't wait to learn all the things about lionhead rabbits.
too.
I'm a lionhead man.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe it is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's enough.
All right. I love you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Pray for me, bye.